Hey, welcome back to another walkthrough. This week we are going to look at Excel 6F Event Budget. Let's go ahead and begin. First, let's go ahead and download our materials. Alright, let's go ahead and download our materials. Remember, do not download the All Files button. Make sure you click on each file individually. And let's go ahead and open up our student file. Go ahead and hit Enable Editing. Go ahead and make it larger. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, make it easier for you to see at home. And let's begin. For step number 2, it says in cell B16, let's type in the word item. So let's go ahead and find B16. And we're going to type in item. It wants us to hit the tab key. In C16, we're going to type in description. Go ahead and hit the tab key, and we're going to type in actual, and hit the tab key, type in budget, and hit the tab key again, and we're going to type in variance. And then we want to go down to C26, so I'm going to go ahead and go down to cell C26, and it wants me to type in totals. All right, so now for step number 3, it wants us to go to the ranges C8 to C12 and B16 to F16. We want to apply bold. So to highlight two non-continuous ranges, let's go ahead and highlight C8 all the way down to C12. Once you let go of your mouse click, hold down your control key, and then click and hold and drag all the way over to from B16 to F16 and then let go. So if you do it correctly, you should have both sections highlighted. And in one fell swoop, we can apply bold by holding down the control key and hit B for bold. Notice how everything gets bolded. It says to the range C8 to C12, we want to right align. So I'm going to go ahead and deselect everything and then re-highlight C8 to C12. I'm going to come up here to my alignment group under my home tab, and I want to right align or align right. And then I want to highlight D8 to D12. So D8 to D12. And it wants me to apply the align left. So I'm going to come up here to my alignment and hit align left right here. Now it wants me to select columns B through F. So I'm going to come up here to the B, hover over the B. Notice how you have that black arrow pointing down. Go ahead and click hold and drag all the way over to F. And it wants us to display the column width dialog box and set the width of the columns B through F to 15. To do that, we're going to come to our Home tab under our Cells group where it says Format. Let's click down the arrow on Format, and let's go ahead and click on Column Width, and we want to change this to 15 and hit OK. So now that we've changed the width, we want to construct a formula to compute the variance for each budget item in cell F17. So let's go ahead and click in cell F17. Let's go ahead and find F17. And we want to go ahead and hit the equal sign. The equal sign tells Excel that we are expecting a formula. So once you type in the equal sign, type in D17. Go ahead and do the minus sign and E17. And then hit enter. So now it'll come up with a 0 because we have no actual figures in here. We want to copy that formula down. In order to copy that formula down, let's go ahead and click back onto cell F17. And notice this little dot down here in the bottom right corner, right here. Notice when I hover over it, my cursor changes to a black cross. That is our autofill handle. Let's go ahead and click hold, and let's drag that all the way down to F25 which will copy that formula all the way down. So now for step number 5, it says in the range D26 to F26, insert appropriate formulas to sum these columns. So to do that, we're gonna click on D26. So let's go ahead and find D26. Let's go ahead and click on D26. And we're gonna go ahead, and it wants us to sum the columns. So I'm gonna go ahead and come up here to my Home tab. Under my editing group, I'm going to click on Auto Sum. And it should put equal sum and then open parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and click, hold, and drag and highlight D17 down to D25. And it should put in equal sum D17 colon D25. If that didn't happen with you, you can always type it in and type in equal sum, open parentheses, D17 colon D25, and then close the parentheses. But once you have that formula in, go ahead and hit enter. And we want to copy that formula over to F26. So let's go ahead and click back onto D26. Remember that autofill handle to copy our formula. Let's go ahead and click, hold, and drag that all the way over. Now, if you were to click on this and just highlight, it wouldn't do anything. You have to get that autofill handle and copy it over. And now you should have a bunch of zeros once again because there are no numbers in these areas. That's all we have are zeros. All right, so now it wants us to put in the comma style from D18 to D25. So let's go ahead and find D18 right here. Let's highlight D18 down to F25. And we're going to do the comma style here. So we're going to come up to my Home tab under my number group. I'm going to click on this icon right here that says comma style. And it says to the ranges D17 to F17. So let's go ahead and highlight D17 to F17. It wants us to do the accounting style. So let's go ahead and come up here back to our Home tab under our number group and hover over the $sign. It is our accounting number format. Let's go ahead and click on that. And it also wants us to apply the accounting format to D26 to F26. So D26 all the way to F26. We're going to come up here to number grouping and click on the accounting number format. And there we have it. We have finished up with our accounting formatting of this area. Once again, because we are creating a template, there is no data in here yet. We're just getting it set up for the data. So now it says in cell E1, it wants us to insert a picture. So let's go ahead and put our cursor into cell E1. And let's go to the Insert tab. And we're going to insert picture and this device. And we want to go to our downloads folder because downloads is where everything was downloaded. And here it is. Here's our 06 logo. Go ahead and click on that, hit insert. And there's our picture. Next, it wants us to select the range A16 to A26. So let's go ahead and find A16 to A26. It wants us to merge and center. Let's go ahead and come up here to our alignment group under our Home tab. And let's click on the merge and center. So now it wants me to change the orientation to rotate text up. To do that, I'm going to come up here to my alignment group, and I'm going to have this little icon right here with the AB. If I hover over it, it says orientation. I'm going to click on that, and I want to select rotate text up. And now, in this box, it wants me to type in event budget. So I'm going to come up here to my formula bar here. Notice how the cell is selected, and I'm going to type in event budget. Once I've typed in event budget, I'm going to hit enter. And notice now how it has my text going upwards. Now it wants us to select that merged cell. Let's go ahead and select this cell. It wants us to middle align. So I'm going to come up here to my alignment group, and I want to click on my middle align button right here. It wants me to bold it, so I'm going to hold down the control key and hit B for bold. And it wants me to change the font size to 24. So under the Home tab, under the font group, I'm going to change it to 24. Now it says to the merge cell, apply a fill color. So we're going to come up here to our Home tab under our cells group. I'm going to click on Format. I'm going to go all the way down to Format Cells. And I want to do a fill, so I'm going to click on Fill. And I'm going to do the fifth column. So 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth column. And it says the second color, so the one down right here. It should be, and this is what it should look like right here. Go ahead and hit OK. And it turns into a nice light blue. Now it wants us to select the range D8 to D12. So I'm going to select D8 to D12. And it also wants me to highlight B17 to E25. So I want to hold down the Control key and select B17 all the way over to E25. So this row, or this column, and this grouping right here. And it wants me to remove the locked formatting from the selected cells. To do that, I want to come back up here to my Home tab under my cells group where it says Format. I want to format cells. And where it says Protection, I want to uncheck Locked. And I want to hit OK. Now it wants us to protect the worksheet. We're going to come up here to our Review tab here. Under our Review tab, I'm going to click on Protect Sheet. And from the Protect Worksheet, it wants us to make sure the checkboxes at the top and the first two checkboxes are selected. So this and these two right here. And we want to type in a password, Go Series. All lowercase. Make sure you spell it correctly, all one word. G-O-S-E-R-I-E-S. Hit OK, and then type it in again. G-O-S-E-R-I-E-S, and hit OK. So now we have protected our worksheet. So for step number 9, it wants me to display the page setup dialog box. First, I'm going to deselect everything that I have selected. And then I'm going to come up to my page layout tab, and this little guy right here, my page setup dialog box. It wants me to add a footer. So I'm going to click on Header Footer, Custom Footer. And I want to do the file name in the left section. So I'm going to find the file name icon, click on it, and hit OK. From here, it wants me to center the page horizontally. So I'm going to click on Margins and put a check mark next to Center on Page Horizontally. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. It wants me to save this as a template. In order to do that, I'm going to click on the File tab here, and I'm going to hit Save As. And right here, where it says Excel Workbook, I'm going to change this to an Excel template right here. And we're going to go ahead and change this to your last name, first name, 6th F, event, budget, template. And hit Save. So now that we've saved this as a template, now we can make documents out of this as a template. So to create our new budget report using the template, we want to go back up here to the File tab, and we want to hit Save As. And here we are going to save this not as a budget template, but we want to type in Dallas budget. And hit Save. So now we've saved this as a template, and from that template we now have our Dallas budget. In column D, so let's go ahead and click on column D right here, event date. Let's go ahead and type in October 22nd, comma, space, 2021. Hit the Enter key, which will take us down to event location. Type in Dallas. Hit Enter, which will take us down to the address. Type in 288 Alba drive and hit the enter key. We're going to type in Dallas, comma, space, TX for Texas, 1 space, and then 75210. Hit enter, and we're going to type in the phone number of 214.555.6575 and hit enter. Now it says starting in cell B17 where it says item. What I want to go ahead and do is I want to highlight. So I'm going to click on B17 and highlight all the way down to E25. So I want to highlight from B17 to E25. Notice I haven't clicked on anything, I haven't done anything. Item right here is a white cell. Without clicking on anything, without touching anything, I'm going to go ahead and type in venue. Once I've typed in venue, I'm going to hit the tab key. It's going to take me over to description. Notice how the white box follows. I'm going to type in all rental fee. Make sure the H is the only thing capitalized. Hit the tab key, which takes me to actual. I'm going to type in 7200. Hit the tab key. Notice as we start typing in numbers, everything starts populating. Under budget, I'm going to type in 7,000. And now I'm going to hit the tab key and watch what happens. When I hit the tab key, instead of taking us to F16, it takes us over to B18. When we highlight the cells like this, when we hit the tab key, it will take us down. It will keep us within those actual cells. So I can just keep on typing. So now personnel. Once I type in personnel, hit the tab key, type in site staff, hit the tab key, type in 500, hit the tab key, type in 600. When I hit the tab key again, notice how it takes me back down to B19 where I can start over and type in equipment. Hit the tab key, type in computers, hit the tab key, type in 400, hit the tab key, type in 400. Once again, as we start typing in these numbers, notice how everything starts populating for us, all the formulas that we put in. Hit the tab key again. I'm going to type in publicity and hit the tab key, type in signage, hit the tab key, 725, tab 850, tab key again, and we're going to type in speakers, tab key, speaking fees. Oh, need to not capitalize the F for fees. Hit the tab key, 1750, hit the tab key again, and 2000. And hit the tab key. Alright, I'm going to double check everything. I see a mistake. I'm going to change site staff. I need the lowercase staff. Just make sure that everything is formatted correctly. And that's it. We're done. Notice now how we typed in all this information. Notice how because we had already put in our items or our formulas, all of the numbers and all the formulas added up properly for us. And in this case, we are under budget by $275. So we did good. All right, we want to go ahead and go to our document properties. So let's go to the File tab here. And under Info, click on Info. And where it says Show All Properties, under Tags, we're going to go ahead and type in Dallas, capital D, comma, space, all lowercase, event, budget. It wants us to type under subject, type in CGS. Make sure our author, let's go ahead and delete and remove Go Series and type in our name. Now it wants us to print preview, so I'm going to click on print. Looks good. We have our footer down here. So we're done. Let's go ahead and hit save. And I need to come to my File tab. I need to hit Save As. I need to save it as from an Excel template to an Excel workbook. Hit Save. Now let's go back. Go to Choose File. Make sure that you select the right one. Make sure you select Event Dallas Budget. And hit Open. Upload. And there we go. Now I have success because I've now uploaded an actual workbook, not a template. And I'm going to hit Submit for grading. And close the assignment. And let's see how we did. Let's click on the three dots. Hit View Submissions. And it looks like I got 100%. I'll click on my submission, and you can double check to see anything that you got wrong, fix it, and resubmit it for a better grade. Make sure that when you're submitting this assignment that you save it as a workbook, and make sure you save it somewhere that you remember, such as your Downloads folder or your Documents folder. I will be working on our second Chapter 6 assignment, and like always, have a wonderful day.